moja nkitin bi ewom na no no na Rupture placenta ebebe PM a ye hwe no so ho asem e kan ye na afei placenta previa no so ye tena ha no sei e kan ho asem ene ye ba ba hwe Uterine Rupture na hwe se wa fe fra akoda no eda awudie ni mu no na awudie na atete ma akoda na fra awudie makwa akoto baby foforo ehu papa enu nti ye Dr. Claribel and nurse Rejoice ha no sei no mu ba ba hwe enkomo kwan so crime. I welcome you all to the show today.
Thank you.
You're looking amazing.
Thank you.
Let's rejoice. Then I would do. As I was spicy, I thought I would pound. And only Dr. Claribel, quite a lady. And I want just space and a waiting space. Oh, why you say papa, like mother, like daughter.
Thank you.
Natural say, yes, say every cry, every call, I say, young come up to train so now you shake. I say, dog, what is uterine rupture?
Okay, uterine rupture is one of the more common because it's red. The uterine rupture is red, but it's one of the complications of the late pregnancies in women. It occurs when he has a spontaneous tear of the uterus, you see, when expelling of the fetus to the abdominal cavity. You see, this is more frequent in patients in the late pregnancies and when he stays in the vaginal birth after has antecedent of the previous cesarean section or any chirurgical procedure in the uterus, but it's more common in the previous cesarean section. What is happening? The healing section of the cesarean section is tear and not eruption. And just the fetus is expelled to the abdominal cavity. The mother, it has a severe hemorrhage in the uterus. It can cause the life of the mother and the suffocation of the fetus.
Is it that dangerous?
It's very dangerous. One of the it's extreme, but it's the more serious. One of the more serious complications of the childbirth. It is more common. It happens in the patient has previous cesarean section, and you give labor to the patient for the patient do vaginal birth. You know. But for this reason, when you have previous cesarean section, if you decided to put one patient to delivery, you need to evaluation some condition. You need to evaluation what was the cause of the cesarean section, of the previous cesarean section, the size of the fetus, the size of the uterus, you know, how many fetus there are there. You understand? What was the incision it do for the patient at that time? Because you see, when you have a transverse incision, the risk is low. But when you have longitudinal incision in the uterus, the risk is higher. So when you, as a medical doctor or any health provider, a medical doctor, the midwives, he decided one patient with previous cesarean section, he decided to put to deliver, you need to have a certain condition to look about that situation. You know, you get in trouble. You be in trouble.
Mama Rejoice. No doc, I can know.
Okay, until doctor say uterine rupture no, and no need to find you now. The okay need to find you now. Say I would dear, once I would dear no, and then a uterus no, and then now my brofilizing is until uterine rupture no. I say I would dear etete, and na atete will be beer no. Na a banner be share baby aye fresh abdominal cavity. Nti se obeshe hosa witimi maame no moja timi tu no na akra no so no nsuo kɔ ne hinim ama wewu ba doctor actually say eye intensi se hu se bibi akoso say conditioner eye awo mu haw nti se hu se ehwa bibi the etiti ana etiye no yes, so be I want me and normal delivery. Yeah, net said the account operation by a CS no. Until say a hono ye pie I would dear na akolano, na ya pam I would dear no. A crony line na ebeda awudie ne mu no eno se pressure no se ba ne eye kese na pressure ne ebegina awudie no ma ema awudie ne tete aha nti uterine rupture ne se awudie ne tete wo bebia abdominal cavity no aha eba ne sa moja timi tu ma me ne bebi onya internal bleeding e na kwane so nsuo kɔ ne hinim ti otimi wu
na ma me ne
maame na wafa ba onye eno
so ne kwa akora ne
hini ma obewu
na maame na moja ne so tu no no
ono so no otimi ko shock because moja bebre na ibedi afusani woni ni peduane mu enkoso biom te maame no so be ko shock na doctor aka se enya de a etesi but ye conditioner e wo se ye ni ko hu ye pa
Doc, what happens when uterus is ruptured?
Okay. When the uterus is still erosion, the fetal expelling for the utero to the abdominal cavity, you know, the mother he get a shock by the profuse vaginal bleeding and by the profuse vaginal bleeding and the hemorrhage, and the fetal almost all the time is suffocating. Yeah, I repeat again, this is more frequented or occur more. You see, it's rare because it's in 67 to 500 delivery maybe occur one, but you need to have an antecedent of the previous cesarean section. Is more common in this case when you put to deliver the patient or any chirurgical procedure in the utero can cause like the myoectomy or any procedure he can damage the utero. They can rupture, but the more common rupture is after previous cesarean section. If you decided to put that patient to do the normal delivery, when you something I tell to my people, because many people or many patients when have the first cesarean section, they want to deliver in the next pregnancy, but the first condition is you need to stay maybe between 3 to 4 years without get pregnant again, so you can, according the possibility in the valoration of the doctor, he can decide if you can have vaginal delivery or no, because you need to have some condition for that.
Let's rejoice.
The question is uterine rupture nenesi. Say I would ne etiti a question say I would ne titi a denesi. Doctor said the AC ne say obehu say akra na fi I would ne mo na wa be share abdomen or be share wa mame ne nya internal bleeding moja to mame no nti akwara no so nsuo say enye ho na o say on share nti sa would ne titi na be share abdomen nsuo ko ne hinim nti otimi wu ene mame no so ne condition timi e critical ena doctor eka say wo fa yefu na wantimi anwo na ye operation na e was say unyim bioma e was say doctor no enhwe say obetimi awo normal delivery wankasa obetimi awo anase obesa yes ni biom because we put mame ne say ono anwo bioma sa condition ni mame ne timi fem enya de ayetesi ba wo de apin for bebre na to a ba ko pede obekọ sa ha oyimu nti e was say wonhwe say obewo anase obesa ye ne CS ni biom it's all fun.
Natural say enkomona na egusu a ye twetwen no sa wo ye oba na wa fefra etwa say wo hwe hu ye papa no bi ti fie bisa say na ni nsan mu nso so de ba ne say na rupture be pie mu an we ye ni nsan mu rupture enye Bible mu rupture ni bi da bi ni nsan mu rupture say wa fefro na akoda no eda awudie nim na tumi efia awudie no mesansa awudie na tete akoto ba bi fofra ebetumi age wan kasankasa oba tan no wonkwa anasa abofra no nkwa edi free ni nsem enti na ye ka se ehia pa so ba se wo fefra obema wonan ayententia ewa ya sabia se de be ya sa oha wetete se no entumi enkoso sa. Doc, what is the clinical symptoms of this uterine rupture?
Okay, you know, before the uterine rupture, it take effect, it has something, can tell to you something is going wrong, because you see the contraction of the uterus is continually. This contraction is not has recess between one contraction to another, you know. the uterus is hard. But you can see in the uterus what we call the bundle ring. This when you see the patient in labor with the bundle ring, and you see the uterus, we call uterus in sandwich. This is tell to you the patient has imminence of the uterine rupture. So when you see the patient has imminence of the uterine rupture, you go ahead to send the patient to patient. But you can see when the uterus rupture, there has hemorrhage, it has severe abdominal pain. You see the contraction is dropped down or says the intensity of the contraction. They have fetal distress, or you don't hear the fetal heart. The woman go to shock. You can see the fetus expelled from the canal of the beard to the abdomen. When you do the examination, you feel the head of the fetus in the abdomen, practically in the skin. You say, this is one of the conditions. And just the woman go to shock.
Mr. Joyce.
Yes, yeah. And the doctor say, Nyoma will be say uterine rupture no come sudden fetal distress. Doctor can say a bano ne onya ahoto inside. Eya ne o movie bebre. And a doctor esa ka say basa maame ne moja tu no bebre. Nti se moja etu maame ne na oni moja bebre woni ni pedwe mo na che se maame ne e ko shock mo no. Science we na obi hu se e na doctor esa church mu se hu se obi hu se akra ni niti no akọ back to the bed canal. So say sa wo canal e was say niti no embra enim na empie but we no contraction anu odin I would contraction e ba enjai e ba na etuaso I would na edudinde nti niti na asa akọ back to the bed canal. Nti yes hu nyoma we say I was say hu say maame no wanya uterine rupture na was say funny fan corner 1 year no operation.
So doc, what increases the risk in it?
Okay, it has a factor can increase the risks of the uterine rupture. You see anomalies congenital of the uterus, okay? Multiparity, the patient is delivering a lot. You see, when the patient delivers those 5-6 children, the wall of the uterus is weak, so he can rupture. You don't take big effort when you put to the patient oxytocin or any tocolytical to helping to her to deliver, the uterus can rupture. You have the multiple pregnancy. Multiple pregnancy for the pressure of the fetus, more fetus, more pressure, and the uterus can rupture. He can lead later to the uterine rupture. All the patients go through previous cesarean section, myomectomy, dilatation, and curettage of the uterus. Sometimes ladies go to do abortion. In the transcourse of the abortion, one of the complications can be the dilatation. It can get perforation. Okay, if the perforation is there, the doctor can put medication, and this is supposed in the future, when this patient is get pregnant, he don't get the information to the doctor. Some of them is surprise to you, and the uterus can rupture. Okay, multiparidad, operation, trauma in the abdomen, any trauma in the abdomen, like accident or something, can cause a. Entonces, another risk is the manipulation, o sea, the manipulation maniobra the gynecologist can do during the labor. The lever for the patient, you see, sometimes has application of the vacuum, application of the forceps. You see, sometimes in this instrumentation, you can rupture the uterus. It has some advice I want to give to our colleagues. It don't use vacuum, high vacuum or medium vacuum. If you have the high presentation or medium presentation, don't try to bring the fetal heart down by this vacuum or by force, because it's catastrophic. It's better you put this patient in the theater. you do the cesarean section. But it's catastrophic because you can rupture the uterus. But it's catastrophic too for the trauma. This fetus is going to receive in the head the hypoxia. This hypoxia in the future can cause problem in the psychomotor development of the baby. This is a baby you see cannot crawling, cannot sit down, the head cannot sustain. Don't think he gave the pulse. And so you see, it's better. You do one cesarean section, and after you do all this instrumentation, you can affect the future development of the patient. Another risk is the use of the oxytocin or pitocin, or like oxytocin, cytotec. If you don't be aware with this thing can rupture the uterus. Can rupture the uterus because this is medication, prostaglandin, is cause a very strong contraction. If you don't be aware in the uterus, in the use of this medication, if you have the malpractices there, the uterus of the patient can rupture too. This is all the factor risk.
And when a pregnant woman falls, can it be a risk? When a pregnant woman falls down?
Yeah, this is trauma. I'm talking about trauma. Trauma can be accident. The woman can fall down. This man, he like to beating the woman when he's pregnant. He gives for the abdomen, the uterus can rupture. Any trauma. Any trauma in the abdomen can cause the
uterine rupture.
Is the uterine rupture is a factor.
Nice rejoice.
You Dr. Claribel say unyima and what's a ukunubu na eka yefuna utimenya uterine rupture. And as a accident and now both from so doctor say most of the time baby na yakojiwa wa ye the forceps etrin akwalano or see any advisable sir. Yes, I obey any CS no than say than say
open phone to me
wono udi forceps etrin akwalana doctor say enye yes ntina ya akra no etimi ma omo adwimo problem etimi ma edu stage bi obetena ase anase obewia of ontimi ntino ma yesa na osaka say so we operation to say myomectomy fibroid operation previous years and also no you are at risk and a doctor saka say yeah one say udi obi usi so be a previous years and nature say why be bebre we hu ntino na mark na ewo mark na ekroni wu mark na ebeda awode no ema pressure eda akwanti e hotete ena wu bebre wonyim like obi wa 5 and access 6 and also etimema awode ne tete because aye we nti etimetete ena se wonyim na akra no ye miensa pressure beda awode no ma eno so etimetete ufa yefu na we abortion uko doctor ho ana hospital na uko ya abortion we abortion na omo forceps ni instrument na omo dia yi akra no wo wuyem ana say product no wo wuyem no eno so temema awodie no tokro ba ho the tokro ni ekroni wuwie na giant line wo ho a eno so fa yefu temema pressure na ehwo atete ntinioma bebre na waka no we fibroid operation eno so your previous myomectomy because why krone ewu mark da ho nti unyim na wanye careful utiminya uterine rupture
and a dog achechre mu no wose se wo fefro na se wudu ya sabia ho na se doctor ebo modin ada etwi eba no epie force so na chese wuntumi ncheme wunti na woso mo fasa kwan ne so ebo awahwe ne ye na sa uterine rupture ubetumi enye bi enye sa no enye kwakrakra no ti na de bia meka che o say enye doctor bia ne doctor bo modin afa weni tre Lucky Hospital ye wo goma wo gwa krom na fa wo ha wina akodan Dr. Claribel wono de wo abotre wo be hwew emfa ho ne o ha preko a wo krem ye Lucky Hospital yin so e wo goma wo gwa krom woni ba kwa ntempo ne so ene Lucky Herbal Hospital ene di ene muhwe nti se wudru ho no mu a o de bisa akoda abobonse na ehia ne se obedi woni ba Udu wini ba faka sa ukoguma ugwa krom na se wosi wo abisa kwada bobo nse kra se wo hwehwe Lucky Herbal Hospital wo bet show san se ene year Lucky Hospital no ene di enimuhwe inti bomobodia na monko na entumi emboa Well, person odi wadwe ntre efa dwumedie so eba no Mr. Ubetumi dia fa numbers we so we no WhatsApp numbers into Mr. Mother amamu for 0557 966 381 0557 966 381 na face 0248 982416 ye try ho ye ba ye beto aso
Botele garden. What's wrong? Malaria. No cocoa to the malaria no cocoa.
Cocoa to me, I am with Tim Anna Sisiao. Onia, cotton Lucky Herbal Mixture, Lucky Herbal Bitters, and 9 capsules, now you're free. Lucky Herbal Mixture, dear malaria slono, if you say a crash.
Lucky Herbal Mixture. Obanomwa, ye malaria test ne husampa when malaria and a 3D yadiano and sana wanumbi.
Lucky Herbal Bitters and 9 capsules and so Coco Chirino, if you say a crash. And until made in Ghana Product and Services Awards 2016, actually say Lucky Herbal Bitters na ye bitters of the year.
Jacuzzi, Botanical Gardens, Lucky Herbal, dot.
Enye mapping for abata woman or menu for any more for when you fear do me.
Lucky Herbal Bitters, Lucky Cold Capsule, and the Lucky Herbal Mixture. I am lucky, a shit
FDA ahwehwe se adwade nkratoyi mu agye atomu se eye.
Obia dia dance se ebampom ni mu nsam dia Lucky Herbal Hospital edemufo Lucky Herbal Hospital e wa dokotafo ne a nurse fo a wa ben na sa wokɔ ho a wode anigye ehwe won tentem so entianya wanwa se panyimpa wode Lucky Herbal no Professor Noble Steven Yeboa yebo na baso se oye number 1 in Africa. Lucky Herbal e was scanning machine ye twetwemu fa nipadua no ho de hawo wo ultramodern lab se ye janan choso anase be mamunsu wonya daje ye twetwemu hawa iwomu we liver function test, kidney test, NDPA keka ho body hahama tata hwebe sawo yare wo gym massage unit never physiotherapy de wo hia eye Lucky Herbal Hospital headquarters ewo gomwa ugbaku branches ni bi okoforidia Accra Takoradi Asharman Kepu Kumase Elibu Aflawo Kasoa ene asimfusu fresh 0243201244 in a 0277465855 Lucky Herbal Hospital. Why you lucky?
Mama Koje Abua Phone Kratwa Bayet Waso. Dog, can one have a baby after uterine rupture?
Okay, no. Why? Because you see, the uterine rupture is emergency. It's emergency situation where you need to run in to save the life of the patient. So almost all this patient is finished in the hysterectomy. You see, it has two situations you can do, or you can repair the uterus. You do BTL. BTL is bilateral tubal ligation. You see, because you cannot let this woman, if you let the uterus, get pregnant again because the rupture, he go to her. But sometimes the situation is so bad, it's so emergency that you need to go directly, actually fast, to remove the uterus and save the life of the patient. For the sake the life of that patient, you have a few minutes. You cannot entertain, you cannot lose time.
So can you fix the uterus back after removing it?
No. We will remove the uterus. We cannot fix the uterus. The uterus will remove, it go to the basket. This uterus is still. If you see the uterus, nothing can do with it. But what is happening, sometimes you have the patient that has a uterine rupture, but it's a small thing. So this patient you can repair. Depend the condition, but usually almost all the uterine rupture, the condition is very bad. The patient is bad. The patient is in shock.
And with that emergency situation, will you inform the family?
Listen, this is an emergency situation. You need to run in to the theater to save the life of the patient. Then later, we inform to the family, because you cannot lose 1 minute. If you lose 2-3 seconds, it's not good. Immediately you have the uterine rupture, rush to the theater. Almost you can have 30 to 40 minutes to save the life of that patient. You see, so why we can do 2 things. We can repair the uterus, we do bilateral tubal ligation for the patient. It's not delivered, but this is seldom. Usually all of them is finished in hysterectomy. Some of them, depending on the gravity of the situation, you can do or subtotal hysterectomy or total hysterectomy. What is the subtotal hysterectomy? In the subtotal hysterectomy, we remove the body of the uterus, it will live in the cervix. When you do totally, you remove the uterus completely with the cervix. But this woman is inability for all his life, for her children, for themselves. Now with the health reproduction technique, if the person is young, you let the ovary, you know, and in the future, this woman can do, for example, the surrogate. Okay, you can take the eggs for the woman with the sperm of the husband. You find somebody who carry the baby for them. The baby is for them, but she don't carry themselves. He can get their baby. You see, so usually in this case, actually you try to save the ovary, but this is a situation. Almost of them, he finishes in hysterectomy. Total or subtotal has inability to get pregnant. Let me tell you something. Sometimes, you know, sometimes when the patient has previous cesarean section, if you go to the theater, because this is what is good, when you have previous cesarean section, don't wait for the patient to start the contraction and the labor. We do what we call elective case, you know. When the cesarean section be around 37, 38 weeks, we prepare an elective case and we do the operation before the contraction started, because if the contraction started, it is strong. Where was this healing scared, the uterus can rupture for. Sometimes you go to the theater, I have the experience, I find many adjustments of that. I planning to one patient to do the elective cesarean section. When I open the uterus, you see the segment is going already. But what is happening? You see the membrane, but not here completely. They say, hey, this woman sent me to go, I bring it, because you don't bring, if the contraction started, you remove the baby, you repair the uterus, you don't have problem, because in the same line of the incision. But emergency, uterine rupture is emergency situation for the mother, for the pregnant woman. All of them is finished in hysterectomy, is finished in hysterectomy, is inability to get children for themselves. I tell you, if we say the ovary, we can do that.
Nice, rejoice.
Until doctor say Saudi any tetina ebasa ukok sa conditions sa how ni mo untimi entimi enyim biom because entensi ba esia eye case anu odempa nti wasi ye rush ukọ theater se etetina enye kese omutimi ye BTL ba se titi kra na wode ne titi kra na omuntimi nye bibia founder ye hysterectomy ye was subtotal and a total or can say u bleed internally nti ye was say ye rush won kona ye kodu hona omubie na omuhu say awode na atete kakra omutimi ye BT e de repair pass atete kra and the omubeyi e de atutune na kire say because awode ni function na ye say obefa ba ntu so omuyi awode no na kire say maame no ontimi nyim biom ba doctor say ye wo kwan foforo bi so amaame no ye subtotal na kire say yi enye total ye sub ntino ye beja ovaries no na ye yi awodie ne pe ba say total na kire say ye yi awodie ne service ne nyina ne bibia nti maame no ontimi enyi biom but say ye ja ovaries ne wo ho a maame no ya yi awodie ne nti ovaries ne wo ho nti ye befa nkosua no wo ovaries ne mu na ye dia fertilizing ne kuno sperms na ya mane papo fufuro afa banama no ye frɛ no surrogacy eno no na kire se wo no wo bef akra ne ye wo dia but wantimi amfa wo yem obi akari baby na ma surrogate wa carry baby no nti but ye ko check ya sperms no eye wo kuno dia eye wawo okay ntino na kire se ye betumi aye no bibisa ama ye yi oba ne nkosua na ukunu sperm na dia fa na ne pa foforo afa ama nti yetimi ye ne sa enye wo ene wafa ne pa foforo na afa but ye koya eye wo die eye kwan foforo se o betimi aye de aboa nti se how ne basa mema wa be mumbu ewo kwan foforo ba wo betimi anya oba ba se wo be fa ba ne de wuntimi emfa ba ne biom because e basa case anu odimpa ye rush ko theater na ye need time because doctors no mu waste I say o mu waste time penetre say wo life any baby ni nyina akọ nti wo say ye hysterectomy ye yi awodie na ya save your life because you bleeding time ye yi awodie na ye betimi a survive na wa ye sa or surrogacy na o kanu na wa ye
can we answer na meko let's say be say it also ne so no phone numbers no eno egu screen so ubetumi afra so na so abemu bi we there phone in ubetumi afre na waba so bi 05093469946 05093469946 ubetumi afre na waba djumedie ni so bi medofo mesre se ofra o TV set no no we lower volume se na be ya ukasa ye bete na so wate ye de na nkomotwetwe no etumi aye dese de ese dog. How do you manage uterine rupture?
Oh, the uterine rupture, how you manage, you see, when the uterine rupture, we need to act fast, give the oxygen to the patient, canalization the vena, have blood ready to make transfusion, and all this patient, he need to do the chirurgy training. The chirurgy training is that is good to finish. It's like that we explained before. Total or subtotal hysterectomy. This is the only treatment for that. They don't have another. If you repair the uterus, normally I don't advise that you need to do the bilateral tubal ligation. We like to remove the uterus for sake of the patient in the future. That's all.
Okay. Let's rejoice. Answer now better trim no ye wo frefo odi kan e wa fidie ni so. Hello, medafo odi ni baby akase free. Woman health jumedie so.
Good evening, mother.
Good evening. Me pa show ma wanonko.
July about 7 months me are reaching Rupture. But of course we see a falano. In fact, my question said, the criminal said, 7 months, make me say, and I think to say, Papa said, you can Akua, you could never see a full thing. But that's not the thing.
Yo, Doc, ha, obey no Edia Mao. Nes as be wakaka se bi o se vitro and scam or se bi o kika bibi say one inti dog she's saying that she's had an experience. So can she give birth? It's been 7 months now. Can she give birth? It's been 7 months now since she had this problem. Can still
what problem?
That's yeah.
No, if she had the rupture and she's pregnant again, they need to do cesarean section for her. She cannot put to her to do the normal delivery. It don't tell her, don't allow any doctor put to her to have the normal delivery. With the uterus, you go to Rupture. Somebody to God, they can save the uterus for her if she can get pregnant again, but she be cesarean section. Yeah, I'm very sure the gynecologist attending and the midwife know she will be cesarean section. She cannot have normal delivery because the life is in risk and the life of the baby is not possible. It's impossible.
And can she take seed again? Can she take seed again?
But you don't say she's pregnant now.
No, she said can she be pregnant again?
But she's not pregnant now.
It's been 7 months now. She's not been pregnant. So she wants to know that after 7 months can she be pregnant?
Listen, I understand. She had uterine rupture. She's pregnant with 7 months now. She's pregnant now with 7 months.
She's not.
This is what is the question.
Because she gave birth and her child died. She lost the baby. So she wants to know. It's been 7 months now. So she would like to know if she can still conceive.
Listen to me. I don't know. Let me explain to you something. She need to go to see the doctor. He do the operation for her. See what type of the uterine rupture they have. Is they let the uterus, or is the uterus there, or the uterus not there? How was the intensity of the uterine rupture? So she know if she can get pregnant or no. Because this is something is supposed the doctor explain to her after the uterus rupture. The doctor remove the uterus or not remove, because sometimes remove the uterus, you don't tell anything to the patient. So I advise her, go to see the doctor. It's operation to her and explain to her what is the situation.
Okay. Hello, Medafo. Udin any baby I woke us free. Hello, Medafo. Udin any baby I was free. Women held you made yes on it. Hemo Akua strong cook as sepa. Me pass your okasa ne mutu trinity. Hello. Patrick Piazapon Casango. Doc, can the patient prevent this uterine rupture from happening?
Okay, they have factor risk. You know, when the patient is get pregnant, the doctor who is need to do what this patient, he has a factor risk to prevent the uterine rupture is not good. For example, when you operation the patient and the patient has myomectomy, every doctor knows patient with myomectomy cannot put to delivery never. This is be all the time cesarean section. The patient with the previous cesarean section depends on how the cesarean section was. What is the cause of the cesarean section? Is macrofetus? Is macrofetus? Is CPD? Cephaloproportion? When the head, the baby is bigger than the pelvis. You see, it has some condition. They need to be there to see. To say the doctor decided is that patient can deliver another. But how some patient has a stumble. Yeah, I say I want to deliver. A problem is coming. I have a back experience. I have one patient. He has previous cesarean section.
We have a caller on. Hello, Medafo. Didn't baby I can say free. Me pacha mo anonko. Hello. Me pacha mo anonko. Oh, say na ya was second born. Me pacha okasa na emu nhada nte. So bo na twahwa 7 O pesa o so betumi anyim bie mu a. Yo, Doc, she says she was pregnant. When she was going to deliver, there was a bit of delay, so she lost the baby. But she wants to know if she can still give birth. She wants to give birth. She wants to know if it is possible.
But she has uterine rupture.
No, she said she was delayed.
Yeah, delayed to deliver the baby have problem, but this is no betting to her cannot get pregnant, cannot get. She has normal delivery again. If the uterus is on rupture, she can do it. It's not a problem.
Okay. Made up for Woody, any baby, I'll say free.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Maybe.
Woody, any baby, I'll say free.
Me free cuenta.
Yo. Me pacho ma wanonko.
Yo, pacho me pesa me disaster. Celebrate, you know. Is it not expensive?
Oh, okay.
I want to know.
Yo, dog, how be ya no more? That has a self for you. Hello, me dog food, any baby, I can say free. Hello. Hello. Dog, she wants to know if the surrogate is not expensive.
The surrogate?
Yeah, surrogate.
What I advise to her is, you see, because different fertility center, it has different prices. It's expensive, but the best it can do, if you want to know how much is it, visit in Ghana, any of the fertility center, he can find the real price, because all the hospital has different price. This is my advice.
Mama Rejoice.
I say doctor say on call hospital baby omo share awo ho nsem ebia ne ni course ono ntimi nkyere say yes say ni say nti okoho a on bisa so person ye surrogate and a surrogate or yes on be man amount na we hu so betimi ana wa ye
Yo. Me da fooding any baby I can say free. Hello.
Hello, Doctor. Good evening.
Good evening. Me pacho any baby I can say free. Women health you made suni. Na me adom
man kissing
yeah.
One year, 2 months, that's for 1 year, 3 months, another 5. You put the 1st month, and you give the data to the nuclear yak, a toilet too. The nuclear yak, I don't know how to have the yak at 2. The toilet to now you feel.
Made up from pacho so woman. A boy faithful no any.
I am official, not a lot of next to 3 months. Not that 1 month, me put my side, yeah. 2 months, me was not going to be on the side, be on him out. The man, and then also when they didn't be a message. 1 month, those me on the side, they'll be on anything that from where they be a message. You can tell me the doctor there, maybe I can get the mouse now, the video, and another from video now. That's when you now make the fear. I'm not going to just can't tell you, go to India and you from me. You better have some media. Then yeah, me. This I make a say, maybe. So I am pastor. My pastor. I'm going to let them know. That's what I want to do. That's my message.
And actually, family planning na year na also the Mrs. Andrea Bana.
But I'm the
na ese na faithful.
How the hell?
But I'm
ese faithful the phone say.
And the fact, me a family next year, we need to 10 years. Yes, never for you. It's not for you.
I na the Mrs. Andrea Ba.
Yeah, there's 2 hours. I need 2 months. I'm the 5 school. Let's say for 6 months, I'm going to be a farmer. I'm a family hospital. They no hospital where will be. So I show him a drama. Why am occasion? Not trying to die. I'm from that. Never see. All time was I'm going to just kind of just say. No baby at all. So just time to get that big young war. So maybe 1 month, near to the other side, yeah, 2 months, you know, the matter of the year on car, and move the time so you are in the mind.
Me watch your Elsa in fear in a war. She says, she said she did family planning for 10 years, and when she took it off, she got pregnant after a year. And then when she was going to deliver, she lost the baby. After that, she's been having problem with her menses, and she's been having pains in her stomach. So she would like to know what the problem could be.
I cannot tell her what is the problem. You see, for you tell one person what is the problem, you need to look at the person, find where is the situation. I don't. What is the age? Why she lost the baby? What they do to her when he lost the baby? You know. She need to go to the gynecology to tell the history. So we need to try to find what is the cause of the matter. But I cannot tell her what is the cause because I'm the doctor. I'm not a magician. I'm not good. According to how I review to you and the information you give to me, I can give to you some diagnosis. But like that, I cannot say the cause is there because I don't know what is happening with her.
Nurse Joyce.
The doctor say umbra no nye hwehwe no nhwe because I say complaints near bebre on timentre but oba obeye lab test no waye hwehwe no watimi a che ne say ye we anase we na di how na ebre nti umbra offer doctor number no umbra na ye nhwe. Okay. Nti na ye do ye bisa doctor say ye be dey manage uterine rupture. Nti doctor e ka say ye ni edro bia yebe ma wan kasa so won't men prevent say eba also but say why your operation be that say myomectomy fibroid operation and I say CSI I was say was say doctor and I midwife na ma say wan kasa wo normal delivery I was say ye ma time say time ne dua na wa ba no ma say ye CS and operation biom. Yes, because your ma would do labor time na pressure ne beda wa I would dey Saturday.
Yo, you were for our home so hello me do fooding any be okase free. Yo, me pacho mo anu nko.
Me pacho Nah, me had for this month. I know that you 3 months. As a menstruation, ever.
Okay.
Ever 2 weeks.
Yo.
It's enough when I can say,
Me pacho wedding fear him. Yo. But what do you fear? Oh, okay. You and I ever in so 2 weeks never.
About 2 weeks for 2 months. But this is about 21 days. This is 24 days.
Yo, she said she. Yo, made up for me that I said, "Doc, how be ya no Eddie amount? Why? Yo, yeah, friend or friend for would chat so. Hello, made up for dinner, baby. I can say for women held you made yes me.
The bathroom will be on the screen and the traffic as well.
Never show one uncle.
The bathroom is the same with that doctor said, when you're on 4 months. The contract scan and you're still no war fibroid. And then maybe I'm now afraid I want to say, around so that it is. I'm the good because doctor said, how many hours do you treatment?
Yo. Dog one was so be ya no Eddie ma why made up for. Yo, it has a sour fry so. So the other caller was saying she's had family planning for 6 months, and when she took it off, her menses came after 3 months, and when it came to it was coming after every 2 weeks. But she wants to know if she can give birth.
Why not? She don't have any contraindication for that. She can get pregnant, can give birth. Only the pregnant, it has some problem to come. She can visit the doctor to see how I can help her in that.
Mama Joyce.
So betty me anyam, but say yes and ba onko hospital nonko check. Menses never after 2 weeks, and I say every 2 weeks I'll bet me a 5 but say a chairman I'll bet me a hospital na banner no I be check out no one side into 9 by your phone and bantem.
You. Dog, so the next caller was saying that she's pregnant for 4 months now, but she says she's been to the hospital and she's been told that she has fibroid. So she would like to know if it can affect the fetus.
Okay, the fibro and the pregnant can be there. Only can see because I see she's in the 4 month now. The baby of the fetus, if you have a space for the fetus grow, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. This is by the scanner. and she need to try to rest as soon as possible, or as more as possible, and just say he helping the fetus to reach to the end, and the fetus should be able and do the CS for her or she delivery, because I don't know the size of the fever. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Doctor says or say 4 months. So I got trust scan because scan a pen a bit me actually say fibroid ni was say and a baby ni was say nti say no need more rest. Onji na home baby na e banenti minyi endu yefuna like end of pregnancy no ntimi ndu ho on rest na akra no so ntimi enyi nti.
Yo, Doc, this one is saying that she is Jane. She's in her menopause. Can you help her to still conceive?
In the menopause?
She's in her 60s.
Hey, no, tell her no. I mean, 16. Do IVF, we don't do IVF with 16. She need to, it's better she go to the procedure of the reproductive technique, assistant reproductive technique with the surrogate, but carry for her, forget it. We don't do IVF with 16 years.
Okay, the doctor said me age me 60. Now we need kakra and me possible. Uncle baby or more share a war who sem non tresse obeti me ama obi a career manana, but or no dear any advisable.
You. Thank you all for coming.
Welcome.
And I was a passer by me. And a dog and catchy. Don't worry,
this year I promise to speak to you here. You always one.
Not just I said, and come to train no air corner ha, and I remember I quite made Bibia da AC. Now, as I be a corner near Kaimo say, a yab lucky hospital, El Goma Obacrum, T a Dr. Claribel, and a down and stretch rate, a brow ti hay, Okwana, Sana, Bequacuno, set what's a ho, what's a hot de pierada. Or what would stress or the share the patient's panty, or call him out, Bequaco, who or Besha, or how be our Besha, no was no Ediamo. Come. A face so kind who say, oh, Winnie back one tempone so, Udu Winniba, Faka, Udu Okwa, or so go more ground, Udu go more ground chroma, oh dear be so beer, so called lucky, lucky hospital, and the lucky herbal hospital, no, and a dear share, and Nuntino, one more ever to me at show mouse so, wait me a quack J. Irisa. Na a dog, ne number no, a good screen, no, any name of a sense so abo ediamau, ya pon free happy friend, or never how it's in him. Now a bejo fell so palm manabua. 0557 966 381 0557 966 381 and our face 0248 982416 0248 982416 friend na wabe wow papa jumede mi amede bramo enne midin ene na nekua pia Nyamekye nkrofo bebrebe eka ho na jumede etumi ebe mu na midika ada CEO